All right, so we are introducing a new class of planes, and some of you might think it's bombers. It's not. It's recon planes, actually. It's a lower tier plane compared to the fighter, which will be your starting plane, and I'll have one ready right about now. And we are introducing this along with a new flight mechanics, and I'll go through all of it. I'll just start with a random recon plane. This happens to be the German one, and we'll go into more details about it later. Now I'm just showing the mechanics of it. So you might notice there are 2 seats in this plane. Can you get Oxen on Slack and tell him to start the game as well? Oh, he's already there.
Oh, he's already there.
He's fast, that one.
Yeah, because let's start with the beginning. This is the recon plane.
It's the recon plane.
So right now, as assault team, we have the recon and the fighter planes, and they're going to be separated. So this is going to be actually the tier 1 planes.
So like the light tanks and, for the tankers. And we are introducing a new game mechanics to this as well. And actually, I'll just kill myself. So now when you are in the spawn menu and you're waiting, maybe you're waiting for your plane to be ready to start again, you can use this wait time to spawn as a support gunner. So you'll notice that in my lower right corner, there's it says hold E to fly as a support gunner. So I can hold E and I'll spawn in a friendly plane with a seat available. So now I can use my waiting time, just fly around and shoot. And when I'm done idling around in the gunner seat, I can just hold E to despawn. It won't cost me any penalties, and it'll even say in my right corner that my character and my plane is ready to spawn. So you can use all your waiting time to fly around in planes.
So while you're actually being hunted as a pilot and somebody else spawns on your back, you can just help him. Yay, I'm gonna shoot everything behind me down. It's brutal. And we've been playing around with these gunner positions for quite a while now, and they are tremendous fun. Yes, we've had actually quite a few internal play sessions.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of blood, really a lot of killing each other, and it was actually I didn't participate in one session because I simply didn't have the time, but I heard the screaming in my office from the other side of the office of people enjoying themselves so much with this system. So yeah, it's really it looks fantastic.
So that's the rear gunner mechanic. So when I'm done playing as a rear gunner, I can just hold E and I'll be back to the spawn menu, and I can spawn with my Messerschmitt now. So for the new flight mechanics, we redid the physics of it to make it, it's a more simple physics now, which makes it easier for us to tweak it. So the planes will feel different, and the planes are a lot faster now. Now we actually boosted them up to nearly their realistic speed.
So that is in terms of gaming, they nearly became twice as fast, right?
Yes.
So they're actually, but this is only the now tier 2 planes, so the Bf-109, the Yak, and the P-38.
Yeah, they are faster now, and the new recon planes they're slower than the fighter planes, but are actually just about the same speed as our old planes were.
But there is actually a downside, right, to greatly increasing the speed of it?
Yes. Now we have put in optimal speed for the planes. So when you're flying at combat speed, which on the fighter planes are about 60% of their maximum speed, then you have the best controls. It's faster to maneuver. You can do tight turns. But if you increase the speed, then your performance decreases. You won't be able to turn quite as fast, and it's generally just harder to steer.
So the plane is actually harder to control, or at least to make fast movements is very hard when the plane is at its really top speed.
Yeah, and you can also fly slower than your optimal speed, which of course means you will also decrease your performance. But you can fly slow if you want, and eventually you will stall if you fly too slow.
So you can still crash.
Yeah.
But it's and So how exactly do you control the throttle?
The controls are more or less the same that we had before, except we changed how the throttle works. Now, when you are airborne, let's see. I'll just explain the controls from the start. When you're flying, you have the mouse. If you turn the mouse left and right, you control the roll of the plane. If you pull the mouse back, you'll increase the climb, and if you pull it forward, you lower the plane.
So this is the basic flying to actually keep you in the air?
Yes. Your throttle is also always set to your optimal combat speed. If you press W, you'll increase the throttle and you'll start flying faster. When you let go of W, it'll go back to the optimal speed. If you press S, it'll decrease the speed. And you can notice out to the right of the reticle that there's a bar. The bar tells you your speed, and there's a slight arrow out to the right of that bar that tells you your throttle. So you can see what your throttle is and what your speed is. And your speed will always try to go to the throttle level. At the meantime, you can push A to control the rudder to start yawing to the right, or D to yaw to the left. Oh, all the way around, of course. A goes left, D goes right. Then you have control. If you hold control down, you go into the alternative steering mode. This will lock the throttle, so if you are going full throttle, press and hold control, it'll stay in the full throttle mode. Now you can use W to control the elevator to go up and down quicker than you could with the mouse. And you can use A and D to control the roll. You can use this to make sharper maneuvers than you would be able to with the mouse. In addition to this, you can also press Shift, which will land you in the free view mode, where you can turn around the plane to look out for enemies. And while in the free look mode, you can also use S and W to steer the plane.
So you can actually see the enemy who's probably, or enemy is actually friendly, but the person who should be right.
Yes, like that. And finally, we have, if you press Alt, it'll auto level the plane, and you'll use your mouse to steer. I should also mention, while you are in control mode, you can still use your mouse to steer the rudder, to do some fine adjustments, and to adjust the elevator to do fine adjustments for the elevation.
But this is really, I mean, this is the basics are just like the mouse. Then you have the WASD to control it a bit more, and then you have the control to actually go into full advanced mode to make the fast possible turns and stuff like that.
Yes. So now that we're introducing these new planes for the pilots, which they will be the Tier 1 planes. This means if you buy a new pilot character, you will start with the new recon plane, and then the old fighter planes will unlock at Dogfight Grid 5, I think you put it right. If you already have a pilot, you will of course keep your existing plane, but then you would have to buy one of the new recon planes if you want to play the recon game mode.
Yes. So, but somebody in my squad has an auxiliary seat and he goes to pilot, and I'm an infantry. Can I still join in his plane?
The gunner seats are set by your class. So if you join a squad of if you join a fighter squad as a pilot, and then you switch to infantry, then you won't be able to spawn in a seat.
So it's really pilots only?
Yeah, but if you are in an infantry squad and you have an auxiliary as a pilot, then you can switch to the pilot, and then you can join those seats.
But you can even join as a gunner during a deploy queue?
Actually not sure. I don't think so.
If you have to wait for a plane,
if you have to
actually wait for a plane, you can always join as a gun if there's of course another plane up and running.
Yeah, if there's an available seat.
Yeah.
Or you can also land the plane, and anyone can jump in and take the seat. So you can also use these new recon planes to carry people across the battlefield.
And the camera reviews, is it still possible to zoom in to go into the
first
front view?
Yes, that's the same as we always had it. We use the scroll wheel to go to a first-person view, and you can scroll back out.
Okay. And the shift is now for the free cam, so you can look all around you.
Yes.
You're still being chased. He hunts you. He's shooting at you.
He's on your team.
It's unacceptable. No, it looks really pretty awesome. So actually, not just new planes, but actually the controls also got some iterations added to it. So the handling should be different.
Yes. Hopefully for the better.
Yes.